Welcome to Untamed Blossoms, the podcast where we celebrate the untamed journey of womanhood. Here, we tell the stories of incredible women who have embraced their authenticity, inspiring others to do the same.
From entrepreneurs to artists, activists to adventurers, we share triumphs, challenges, and the beauty of self-discovery. These are the stories of women blazing their own trails, breaking free, and blooming unapologetically.
Join us to connect, be inspired, and celebrate the power of women's stories. Together, let's rewrite the rules and embrace our wildness.
Welcome to Untamed Blossoms. I'm your host, Amanda Riley.
And I'm Christy Riley. Welcome to the show, everybody.
It's starting to feel a little bit like fall. I know we're not supposed to talk about the weather, but I couldn't help it. There's a crisp in the air today.
No, it's just not 98.
Oh. I thought
it was
a pumpkin patch time.
It was 82 yesterday.
Yeah. It's going to be hot this weekend.
It's 100 degrees forever.
In like a week, it's going to be fall.
I know you're super excited.
I don't ever wish away the summer. Right. I love the summer. Yes. I just love spooky season.
You do love spooky season. Yes,
no one literally said to me the other day, well, your birthday is coming up. And I was like, quite literally, I just had my birthday. He goes, oh, I was thinking of Halloween. And I said, if you want to start getting me Halloween presents every year, I mean,
yeah, I'm down for it.
But how much do you have to like Halloween for your husband to confuse your birthday with a holiday?
A lot. That's fucking hysterical.
I was like, oh, spooky.
Not my birthday, Halloween.
Yeah.
The second most important holiday. Yeah. First is my birthday. You had that correct. I can understand how you meshed it together.
It's also August, though. So by the time this airs, it will be, I think, close to October. But currently,
it will be.
August.
Not, yeah. Currently still middle of summer, super hot.
Yeah.
But I love that you saw the dip in temperature. It's like, oh, fall's coming.
It's just because it's high 70s in the morning, as it should be.
Right.
We've been cooking.
We've been hot. Yeah. But I'm not complaining.
No, I love it.
No, never. Me too. You know how we hate the cold. We're not going to talk about it anymore. Okay.
No. Here we are again.
Here we are
faithful
again.
Weather.
Here we are again.
I think it also is because it's such a beautiful drive to come over here.
Yeah.
And from my house to your house, I cross Hoover Dam.
I know. It's so pretty.
And it's so beautiful. And I just always am really appreciative.
Yeah.
Unless it's fucking cold and raining and I'm pissed. Other than that,
I get to watch the sunrise over Hoover when I drive to the gym. It's so pretty. So on my drive over across the little dam, the sun's always coming across the water some way, and it's so pretty.
I remember the first time we took my kayak out on Hoover, I was like, I'm going to do a sunset cruise on my kayak.
On your kayak.
Turns out there's a lot of things blocking the sunset from Hoover. And I mean, it was pretty, but I didn't get really like it.
Right. So it's not like the ocean sunset.
In my mind, I'm like, we love that water. It's not the same. I really sometimes I'm like a freaking dingbat. I'm like, what was I thinking?
There's trees.
There's just like
There's
trees.
Literally trees and houses.
What did I think?
I think right there's a cell tower, which totally fucking ruins the vibe for me.
Yeah. Did you see that recently? I don't think we could see it by the naked eye, but there was a rainbow over the freaking moon.
No.
Yeah, it was some sort of like once in a lifetime, like reflecting of light to something else, something very scientific.
Right.
But there was a
That's cool.
rainbow over the moon.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
That just happened this week?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, maybe it was like a week ago.
Yeah, well, we were in the meteor shower this last week too. So the one that starts with a P that I can never remember the name of. Yeah. Anyway, the most prolific one during the season.
All that matters.
Yeah.
We have a cool guest today.
Ashleigh Lemon.
Yeah.
And I saw her on Facebook and became a fangirl. Yeah. She is a creator, a content creator, but also has I think Lemon Garden Design is the name of the business. So helping people curate their green thumb.
Love that.
So I can't wait to hear what all that means for her. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a lot of videos of her just planting things and being in her beautiful garden. And Yeah.
It sounds like she had some corporate experience at a much larger company prior. So I'm excited to hear
her
take on like different things that we're using in our soils and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah. I'm excited to talk to her. Ashleigh, welcome.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
To have you.
Thank you.
I found you on social media.
Yes.
We were just discussing before we started recording that the algorithm works.
It sure does.
It brought me
Good to know.
I've been absorbing as much content about gardening as I possibly can since we moved here. So all the tips and tricks of vegetable gardening, because I can grow flowers, but vegetables is not something I've really tackled too much of.
Sure, but you're going to get there.
There's a lot of information out there, you know? There's a lot of information. I'm so grateful for it, but sometimes it's a little overwhelming. But it did bring me to you, and I love your videos.
Thank you.
And they're so artfully shot and done.
That.
I really appreciated it. Yeah, I love them a lot. I was like,
what I do is not only gardening, but I feel like it is art as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So tell us, give us a little background on Ashleigh. Tell us, start us from the beginning.
Gosh, okay, way back when, right? So I was a military brat growing up. I was born in Ohio. My mom married a Green Beret, and we traveled, I would say, probably every half a year. I had to start at a new school district.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intimidating for a while, but I do kind of say it kind of made me who I am today, if that makes sense, because I can meet new people and make quick friends and feel comfortable in new places fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So, you know, back then when you're a kid, you're like, man, I've got to leave my friends again. And, you know, I got to make brand new friends. And then you do miss some things when it comes to like moving schools. So you kind of feel left behind to some extent. So they weren't married the whole time. You know, my mom had been through a couple divorces, which is, you know, that's something you kind of learn and grow with your mother as well. She was definitely my rock. It's just been me and her, you know, for a long time is like what I like to say. And my grandparents are a huge influence in our life.
And they were from Ohio too?
Yes. They lived in like Cambridge, Ohio, near Salt Fork State Park. So I feel like they really taught me my love for gardening. I had a huge garden out there. Every summer I could spend with them, I would. Became very close. That's the only place I ever wanted to be. You know, hands in the dirt, growing flowers, growing veggies, eating corn right off the cob, actually out in the field, basically. Peach orchard. So I tended to be a bit of a tomboy growing up. And like I said, after we moved a lot, we ended up back in Ohio, which was great for me because I wanted to be close to my grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And then my mom met my new stepdad, Aaron, and we moved to a small town in southeastern Ohio named Caldwell, Ohio. And I lived my high school years there. So I think it was interesting there, though, being such a small town, to have someone move there who'd been from everywhere. They don't
You were a big deal.
Yeah, they don't really get that often.
You're like, wow, you're worldly.
Yeah. I remember.
You've been around.
It's true. I remember the first day, like walking in the gymnasium, I had like this cute little like aviator jacket on and these like lime green tennis shoes, and the stares I got from people, they were like, what's this chick wearing?
I remember like how many people were in like your graduating class.
Yeah, 74.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It
was very small.
Extremely small.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of a shock as well. Because I had been all over the place, and coming back to that, I think it was great because I said a country bumpkin. I love being out in nature. But really, I'm going to be honest, you know, after high school was over, I was ready to get out. You know, ready to see more. And I think that was from my childhood. Moving around so much, I was just kind of getting itchy.
It's been 4 years. We've been here this whole time.
I know, right? You're like, this is
forever.
It really did feel that way. It really did feel that way.
So educational wise, like, did you think like, okay, I want to go to a big college, or like, I want to go learn a trade, or what did you?
Yeah, great question. So I wasn't quite sure back then. So I made a lot of school visits. And one of them, of course, was Ohio State. And then I went to Muskingum College for a visit. And that's where my grandfather went. That's also where my childhood hero, Jack Hanna, went.
Oh,
I love that.
Yeah. So ultimately, you know, I wanted to be Jack Hanna. I still do.
Still secret.
I'm going to be one day. Love you, Jack. So I ended up deciding that a big college was just really not for me. So I went to Muskingum College. I'm a Muskie. And it was a really great experience.
Yeah.
Small town as well. But everybody knew everybody. And it just, the feel was what I wanted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I went to school for biology and conservation.
Very cool.
Yeah. So like I said, the whole Jack Hanna thing.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Right.
I wanted to be.
Right.
My plan was to go on, get my PhD, and move to Africa and save endangered species. That was my goal.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't work out that way. I'm working with plants right now, but
very awesome.
It is. Yeah. It's just funny how life does that, right?
What fork in the road turned you left?
Yeah, great question. So I believe it was really trying to understand as a college student graduating how much your loans were going to be.
Preach, sister.
It was just unbelievable when you come out of school with, $75,000 in debt and you had half of your school paid for.
Yeah.
With scholarships. Once you kind of hit the real world, then, it's coming, but you don't really know what it's going to be.
Until you see what that bill is going to look like, I think it's just a different feeling. Like I wanted to go to the Peace Corps after college.
I don't blame you.
I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to go just help anyone I
people.
can. Yeah.
Right.
And
you would have been great at that.
Yeah. But when I saw that my loans were going to start rolling in, I was like, well,
you just got to get a job.
That's what you're going to do.
Right.
So it's so predatory. It's a whole nother topic. The fact that it's accumulating interest that whole time and, you can't get ahead of it. And it cripples people for literally like 20 years afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And as a young person, you don't truly understand that. I don't feel like high schools do a great job at prepping. Maybe they do now, but.
No, they don't. They still don't.
No.
They still don't. People don't
close.
understand. They don't understand. Yeah.
So I realized I needed to get a job. So I was everything from a photographer to a server, being in the serving industry is a great skill to have.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
And what year was this about?
This was, let's see here, 2007.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had went out into the real world. Eventually I moved to Columbus and I was tired of just not working in a field that I loved. So I went out and was doing more job applications, and a temp agency asked me if I would be willing to work for Scott's Miracle-Gro as a temp, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow. I mean, yeah, it's biology and I miss being in it.
Right. Right.
So I got hired on there. I actually ended up just loving it. And they offered me a full-time position about 6 months later.
Wow.
So that was my first real big girl job. The corporate life. I worked in research and development for 7 years there.
Wow.
Did a lot of really great things like with veggies and herbs. So I was in the greenhouse and out in the field all the time, just doing all sorts of fun research and harvesting tomatoes. And
I'm loving hearing that because I will tell you that we both were like, ooh, Scott's like chemicals, right?
That's what you think of, unfortunately.
That's what immediately came to mind. We're like, ooh, what she's doing now is a hard left, you know, but it's really not. So tell us more about that. I would love to hear more because I like it when I get told like, no, this is not right. Yeah, my perception is incorrect. So tell us about that. I think that would be an interesting conversation.
Absolutely. And I think they are trying really hard to kind of combat that look.
Yeah.
They do, I mean, from the research side in, I've been there, like I said, for 7 years, and the research they do is really in depth. And yes, sometimes we do use chemicals, but I don't like to say chemicals. I like to say products that are naturally found in, like, say, your soil outside. So fertilizer that you use has nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, all of these great little micro doses of good stuff that your plants need.
Yeah.
Well, they do the same thing. They use the same products. It is just chemically made into an easy form for you to use for your plants.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't work there now anymore, but I will promote their products forever.
That's amazing.
That's
because I know how much hard work and research and development goes into them.
Yeah. I think I immediately jumped to Scott's Lawn Care, and that is like chemically treating lawns to kill weeds and the runoff of all of those.
Absolutely.
Like that's immediately where my mind goes. But they have so many other products that I think that's where my bias comes from, right? Is that I'm like, but they do have grass seed and
They
a
do.
whole lot of products that are really great. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I understand like it's still something to be concerned about because like I said, as a conservationist,
right.
I'm very well aware of, the fertilizer runoff, and not just from Scots or from homeowners. They need to be educated and aware of how to properly use it. Right. And that's where the R&D and education comes in.
Yeah.
And they do have great websites and social media to really help educate people with that.
Yeah.
On top of it, they are great stewards of the environment. Scots does have a great environmental social aspect. They do a lot of pollinator habitats. They educate people on pollinators and how to protect them. They also do a lot with clean water, which is near and dear to my heart. I can talk more about that here shortly and talk more about water, but they really do want to make an impact, a healthy impact in the environment.
Yeah.
And also speaking of products that they have. So when I worked for Scott's, I did a lot of research, like I said, on veggies and herbs.
Yeah.
So they had acquired a company called Bonnie Plants. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've heard of them, but if you ever go to Lowe's or Home Depot and you want to buy veggies, that's Bonnie Plants.
Yes.
So Scott's acquired them, and I was in the live goods department. So I had the opportunity to screen that was my job. I screened all of these new varieties and vegetables and herbs. And I was the one who helped select the ones that would be sold in the stores to have the best experience for clients.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Boy, I harvested so many tomatoes. And I would load my trunk at the end of the day on Fridays and bring them back to German Village area, open my trunk and just let people come and shop like a farmer's market.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And they still do that today. They have a community garden and they grow veggies. They have teams of people who grow veggies in their own bed. Yeah. And then they harvest them once a week and donate them to the local food banks.
That's incredible. That's such good things.
Absolutely.
That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And how long, what time span were you there? And then did you move around a lot, different departments, or did you mostly kind of stay in what you were doing that whole time?
Yeah, great question. So I moved around in R&D a little bit, but the majority of the time I was there, I was what's called live goods. So I worked with live plants, like annuals. So any like geraniums or fun annuals that you use on a regular basis in the summer. Did a lot of work with those to begin with. And then that's when I moved into the veggie department. Like I said, I was there a total of 7 years, and I quickly realized towards the end of that I probably wasn't going to move up to where I would like there.
Yeah.
Not dissing Scots at all. I'm just saying in corporate life.
Yeah, corporate.
I'm just not a fan. And it took me 7 years to realize it, but it's always a battle. It's always a struggle. You're fighting
red tape.
Red tape. They're just not listening to you and what you have to say. They control your fate rather than what you're doing.
Totally.
Unfortunately. So I did apply for some jobs, what we call across the street in corporate life or in PR. So I worked with them a lot. Like I was the biologist they used to go on to attend TV news and do the how-to videos because not only was I a biologist, but I could like speak to people and have fun and do workshops. And I credit them for some of my passion of teaching people now and holding workshops in my business. But yeah, like I said, the red tape and realizing that I just wanted more. I wanted to make more of an impact, and I just didn't feel like I could do that there.
Totally. That makes sense. And it's hard when you like the mission and you like what you're specifically doing, but when you realize there's that ceiling, it's like, at what point do you say like, this is what I'm passionate about and this is what I want to do?
Right. That was, I think the hardest part of the decision was just like, okay, this is scary. I'm leaving a Fortune 500 company.
Leaving
all of their
PTOs.
benefits.
Yep. All those things. That's hard.
But I will admit, like I started getting extremely depressed and had a lot of anxiety and, started going to therapy, which is something that really helped.
Yeah.
And just kind of worked through the fact that I needed a change and I needed to go on a different route in my life. So.
Wow.
What did you call them? The Sunday
Scaries.
The Sunday Scaries.
Oh, yeah, totally.
The worst.
Where
You just
like regret that
you have your Friday night where you're relieved, and then Saturday's fun, and then Sunday you wake up and say, "Oh my gosh,
I've got to go back
tomorrow."
The whole day is ruined.
The whole
basically.
day, you're just laying around waiting for time to tick by for Monday, and it's the worst feeling.
It is, and there's more to life than that.
Totally. So what did you immediately know you wanted to do something yourself, or were you like, I'm going to try it?
No, I did not see this one coming. I swear. So I actually worked for a very small green energy company for about a year. It really just didn't work out. And I gave them my 2 weeks for things I say.
We were not a good fit.
Yeah, we were not a good fit. Yeah, so I decided to go back to serving for just like a couple months until I figured out what I was doing. So a good friend of mine who hired me for my first job as a server, his business is actually right across the street from mine. It's Red Brick Tap and Grill in Marion Village.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, just come on, make some extra cash while you're figuring what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
I'm like, no pressure. So this is actually right before COVID hit. Right.
Boy.
So this is like January of 2020. So I started serving again and just really trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Job hunting, which is like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And I always did their big flower pots out front of their business every year because I love gardening. Right.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend of mine. So I started to do it that year. It was like May. And I was working on the flower gardens outside. And somebody came up to me and said, I always love your work and what you do here. Can I have your business card? And I was like, well, I don't have one.
Yeah.
But thank you. I just do this for fun. So I went inside the restaurant and bar and I sat down next to the owner, George, and told him what just happened. And a couple of our other friends were there and they were like, that makes the most sense I've ever heard of in my life. You should start your own business. And I was like, no, I can't do that. What are you talking about? And then basically the next week, they were like, if you don't have your LLC up and running, I'm going to be real mad at you.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, no pressure. So I just Googled how to start my own LLC and it literally went from there.
Yeah.
That's just how it started. Some random person saying they like my work. Can I have your business card?
It's so interesting because we have the same trope every time of COVID coming around the corner.
Isn't that funny?
Someone saying, you should do this. And someone being like, I don't think so. But then that seed is planted. Yeah. And it's like all you can think about.
Well, and having the right people around you that really push you to be like,
helps.
Of course you could do this.
Yeah,
you know, like we believe in you. You can do it.
Yeah. It was crazy. I said, I never once thought I'd be a business owner. I'm the biologist who's, hands are in the dirt or I'm out saving animals or, but I've learned so much over the last 5-6 years.
Take us through like what that looked like and how, starting a business is a lot.
Yeah.
So what did you do? What steps did you take? How did that come together?
Yeah. How long did you have to wait tables and do this at the same time? Well, I think a lot of people want to know, how long do you do both before you're able to venture off? And
great question.
What does that feel like,
So for me, I didn't have that opportunity because COVID hit and I shut the restaurant down. And that's why I just remember that day just crying and was like, okay, I'm doing this full bore. And it's, leading into spring, summer. George and his family, they're Greek. They know everyone. So George, the owner of Red Brick, and his sister were my first 2 clients.
Oh.
And after I started working for them, they would just say, hey, you need to meet Ashleigh. Let's, they'll take care of it. And the village, German Village and Marion Village is just such a great place to have a small business because everyone supports everyone. Nice. That's what I want to see everywhere.
Yeah.
But especially a woman-owned landscaping business. Right. When I started, I was like, I guess lemon garden designs. I wasn't quite sure what exactly I would do and how I would do it. Like I said, I started out with container designs. I had somebody come up to me and was like, I need my whole backyard redone. And I was like, okay. I was like, I just figured it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I looked up some design apps online. I also had a great mentor in the village who had run his business for about 10 years in the village. And he came up to me and he's like, we're not competitors. There's plenty of work out there. If you need anything, you just text me or call me. So finding a mentor was one of the best things I did. Highly recommend that, whether it's a mentor in your field or whether it's like a business coach. Business coaching is excellent. You might get intimidated by the price at some point, but they will hold you accountable and they will keep you motivated.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So it really just went from a few small jobs to literally I was full scale landscaping with the exception of like doing patios and stuff. I would always refer that out.
Yeah.
I think it's important to also hear that, like, when we talk about this, you don't have to have it all figured out to start.
No, not at all.
You can totally learn along the way. Like, it's okay. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to say, oh, I would do that differently next time. But just starting is the most important thing.
One foot in front of the other. And I will say the one thing I love about, well, not just the one thing, but many things I love about business, but the biggest thing is that I learn something new every day.
Totally.
No joke, whether I want to or not.
Right. Right. Sometimes the hard way.
Exactly. No, it's been a journey. You know, employee struggles, you know, you have employees that are wonderful and you never want to lose them. But when they have a better opportunity, you know, you support them just like you would want to be supported.
Totally.
And then you have employees that just are not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Not supposed to be with you. And that's a hard thing too, to realize and to let go of. And then again, trying to pivot your business is what I'm doing now has been a challenge because it's very scary. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this.
Yeah.
And then everybody I talk to is like, well, you've already done it.
Yeah.
So you can. I'm like, oh yeah, great. Thanks.
How many do you still have a staff like of employees currently, or with this pivot, what does that look like?
Yeah, great question. So the last 5 years, I've had anywhere from 2 to 5 full-time employees and then part-time. Last year, I made the decision to pivot my business this year. So I started the year with one, I'd say part to full-time staff. And last month, was our time to split ways as we're slowing down in August. And I'm going to back away from the hardcore landscaping and move into truly what I'm passionate about, which is still sticking with what I started with, the container gardening by season for businesses and for homes, as well as unique botanical workshops. So you might be like, wait, what's that? So remember I told you I would always do the 10 TV news segments, like how-to segments for Scott's. That's kind of where it started, whereas I just loved doing things creative with my hands based around plants, right? And so I did a couple in the last few years of my business, like succulent pumpkins are one of our biggest workshops. So we would go to a brewery, say like Parsons North Brewery. They would promote it. We would promote it. We had like 33 people come in and they just wanted to do something different, right? So they come in, have a specialty drink, and then they come to my class and I teach them how to do a centerpiece with succulents, moss, dried flowers, of course, sourced from local woman business-owned farm. And it was just such a happy time for me. Does that make sense? I love teaching, and people had so much fun creating and being around people maybe they don't know, or bringing their mom or their sister-in-law. You know what I mean? These events really just fill my cup. And I know I'm not doing it just for me. I'm also doing it to share the love of gardening and nature with others. So making that pivot is something I have to do and I want to do. It's just been hard to really let go of, you know, what my income has been over the last 5 years. That's scary.
Right. It is
It's
scary.
really scary.
Yeah, it's scary. But when you realize this thing makes me so happy, especially people who have just the teaching abilities and watching people learn and have fun with something that you love there's nothing like it.
No, there's really not.
And truly, like, we've been to so many different events and so many different things. When you're having fun with people and someone's there to guide you, it's a different experience than, what do you need? Okay, I'm going to go do this thing that you need. Yes, you're still enjoying this garden once I'm gone, but like you don't get the opportunity to watch them be like, oh my gosh, look what I need. This is so cute.
Right. Yeah. You get that like satisfaction right when you see the before and after, but then you're like, okay, good luck. I'm always nervous when I leave.
Please water these.
Yeah, please water. And like I said, just the physical aspect of it too. Like I'm not getting any younger. And boy, that
landscaping is hard, girl.
Oh, it is hard. I mean, I love the gardening aspect of it too. Like I said, the pivot, I'm trying to keep some gardening maintenance clients because I do love doing that.
Yeah.
And it can keep me going until I can hopefully make that full pivot.
Yeah.
When I make
When
that
you
full
make it.
pivot,
Mhm.
right?
We love that
See
language.
positive
Yeah.
affirmations.
Speak it into the existence, girl. Yeah.
Absolutely. So like I said, it's been a challenge, but ready.
Yeah.
I love doing things like this because it allows me to talk about what I'm passionate about and really kind of make me remember that this is why I'm doing it.
Well, you said something earlier, and I want to circle back to that.
Yeah.
You mentioned water and your passion for clean water. So I would love to hear a little bit more about that.
Thank you. So this is going to throw you a tangent.
We love a tangent. My favorite.
Remember how I said Africa? I wanted to travel to Africa and save endangered species, right? So Africa had always been my number one place I wanted to go. And I have good friends that live there who I went to college with. They live in Zimbabwe. And for years I wanted to go. I just thought I couldn't. Like it just seemed like such a big endeavor. I didn't have the money. Darn student loans. No.
Yeah.
But
For reals.
I met my now husband, what was that, 11 years ago. And he would always listen to my passion and knew that I was good friends with Lewis in Zimbabwe. And he's like, why don't you just go? Just do it. Just go. And I'm like, okay, do you want to go with me? And we were like dating a year at that point. And he's just like, I've never really thought about going to Africa, but sure, why not? Let's do it. So we planned a trip together. We went to Zimbabwe, really got to experience the true Zimbabwe. And of course we went on safari, which was incredible for me, seeing all of those animals, and some of them endangered, which is very special to me. But the part that really stuck with us was experiencing the village life. Lewis took us to a village that he grew up in, and then also a village that his grandmother still lives in. And they truly are like thatched hut, clay villages. Right. And I just remember being on the road with him on the way there, and we were driving for hours, and we ran out of water. And of course, your doctor tells you don't drink the water in third world countries because you're going to get very sick.
Right.
So I knew that I wasn't supposed to. And my friend Lewis was like, no, when we get there, we can refill our water. I'm like, how? He's like, from a water well. What they call it there is a borehole. And I'm like, I'm still not sure about this.
Not sure if this is safe for me.
So we got there and we got out and I got to pump fresh water from my first borehole. It's just like this big pump that you're pumping, and people in the village were there filling up their buckets.
Yeah.
And it goes super deep. It's a naturally cleaned water.
Yeah.
And I'd say most of them are probably 40 to 70 meters deep.
Wow.
Like they're deep.
Wow.
But there are not many there, right?
Yeah.
So the plight in Africa is extremely bad. I just went up the road. We drove a half a mile up the road after filling up our clean water buckets and realized that there were kids drinking and playing in the same water when they could have just gotten water from the borehole down the road.
Right.
And I looked at Ty. I was like, why aren't they drinking the clean water?
Yeah.
And then Lewis kind of explained to us that, there's very few and far between clean water sources for villages outside of the main cities in Zimbabwe and all of Africa, honestly. And so it really kind of opened our eyes up. And then when we got home, within 2 weeks, my husband's father reached out to us and said, I just thought this was weird timing. I met this guy who does water well work in Zimbabwe, who's from Ohio.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like, interesting. And they're like, do you want to meet him? And so we went and met with him. But yeah, like I said, it was 2 weeks we got back. And I remember on the flight home, Ty and I were like, man, we just love the people so much. And we want to do something. We just don't know what.
Right.
So after meeting with this gentleman who had his own nonprofit in Columbus, we as a family decided we wanted to raise money to put in a water well for a village in Zimbabwe. So we went down this whole journey, I should say, of learning how to raise money and learning more about clean water needs in Africa, and that they have to walk miles per day to get clean water. And sometimes they don't even get clean water. I've been there and I've seen them digging in dry water beds for water. So long story short, we raised enough money for 2 water wells. We invited our family and friends, whoever wanted to go back with us, to go back to Zimbabwe and experience putting in those pumps for them.
Yeah.
We had a group of like 5 or 6 people who went. Definitely life-changing.
Yeah.
Since then, we've become board of directors for a nonprofit here in Columbus, a different one called Drill for Life.
Wow.
And we just hit water the other day, and that's our 20th water well.
Oh my gosh.
This is
incredible. We'll make sure that when we put the show notes and we do things for this episode, we put that information there for people to know where to find you and donate. Yeah. So amazing.
Yeah, like I said, it's not just water. It's literally an education for kids in general, but also young women. The young women, mothers and elderly women are the ones basically in charge of gathering water for the family. So a lot of the young girls don't get a chance to go to school because they're spending hours walking to get a bucket of water and take it back for drinking, for sanitary, for cooking, for their crops. So being able to bring clean water to one village at a time, where even if they still have to walk there, at least it's clean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
It changes your mind. We just take it for granted every single day.
Totally.
I think I heard somebody say something once that the water in our toilets are cleaning than most drinking waters in Africa.
Yeah. Easy. I mean, the videos and
we take it for granted so much that we have water at our.
It's probably hard to look at a water bottle the same after that too. I can't imagine just seeing like a plastic water bottle laying somewhere after that.
No, it drives me nuts. Or even when I'm in a restaurant and they come to like refill my water towards the end of the dinner, I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, but also what's the struggle is trying to relate that to people here who have never experienced it. Like we do fundraisers. We have one coming up actually, which is a great fundraiser for people to attend just to get the feel of Zimbabwe.
What is it? Where is it? Tell us everything.
Sure. It's actually next Sunday. So it is a Zimbabwean barbecue.
Okay.
So we make traditional Zimbabwean food. We have Zimbabwean dancers, traditional marimba players, which is an instrument they play there. We have Bob Ross coming. He's a reggae band, which is going to be a lot of fun. Local vendors, and it's really just a day of community.
Yeah.
We have a silent auction to raise some money, and of course, you can buy a ticket to our barbecue to try the unique food. But we try our best to really share the message of what we do and why, and want people to really just kind of get the feel for us and who we are, why we do what we do.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's August 24th at High Banks Metro Park. We do it every year. Yeah.
Oh,
we love High Banks.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We're going to go.
We're going to go.
Thank you.
And then I know, so we talked about your new business and you're pivoting all of that, but where can people find you? Do you have any workshops coming up?
Yeah.
And what services are you providing currently?
Wonderful. So I'm not taking on any new landscaping clients. I said it.
You did it. Containers only.
Yes, I am taking on clients who want seasonal containers. So by that being said, like I do spring containers, summer, fall, and winter. So I do winter greenery and containers.
Okay.
A lot of businesses really love to just bring that kind of element outside of their front shop or their restaurant just to make it a little more unique for the holiday season. But I am taking on new clients for that. Fall's coming up, so I'm getting people on my schedule now. We are going back to Africa in the fall, so limited availability. And then I do have some really great workshops coming up in the fall that I will have my website updated, and it is lemongardendesigns.com. So we're going to be doing the succulent pumpkin one, which is, I think, a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
This thing lasts for months. And then when the pumpkin starts to kind of soften, you can literally just peel off the succulents on the top and replant them.
Okay.
So you can have these plants for years to come. I also do some holiday wreath events as well, like fresh greenery wreath events. So again, they'll all be on my social media, which is Lemon Garden Designs, on our website. But on top of that, I do team building events too, where if you want to schedule your own, I can bring all the materials to you. Or even something like a girls' night out or bachelorette parties, that kind of thing. It's so much fun, and there's so many different things that we can offer to make it unique to whatever you're looking for.
We always talk about, I'm sober, Christy doesn't drink often, but it's hard to find things that you can do with a group of people that aren't centered around alcohol, right?
Oh, that's a great point.
You know, like even having something like this at a brewery where people who do want to drink can, but then that's not the main event.
It's not the main event.
Yeah. It's so nice. I think we're starting to see a cultural shift also with people saying like, can drinking not be the main event? And so this is like a lovely way and something completely new and different to do for people who are looking for activities.
Absolutely.
So,
do you have a place to have an event if people were looking? Do you have a space that you could gather people?
That is going to be the future plan of Lemon Garden Designs, but I do not have an actual venue location now. That's why I do partner a lot with restaurants, breweries. I do country clubs, all sorts, all of the above. So
got you.
Yeah, space is needed, but it hasn't really been an issue because, like you said, a lot of people want something unique and fun to do. So
right.
Totally.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
What an incredible adventure you've been on.
Thanks. Yeah. I mean, try. No, but really, I just love meeting people.
Tell us something that you, along the way in this journey in entrepreneurship, and even pivoting now, what is something that you've learned about yourself that you've taken away from this experience?
Great question too. Man, you guys are full of them. Gosh, I could go with a couple, but I feel like for me, I've learned that networking and being around people is not only good for your business, but good for your soul, because sometimes business ownership is very lonely. And I've realized that through all of the years at some point. And I think it's important to realize that you just need to reach out to people. Either go to a networking event or reach out to your friends, family. They are going to be your support system because, like I said, it does feel lonely sometimes. And you're like, I can do this, but can I? Yeah. And then when you have these moments, even like today with you two lovely ladies, it just really does reinvigorate you and realize that people are there to support you and that you can do it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
I think sometimes it feels too like when things are hard and you don't have maybe other people around you who are in that entrepreneurial space, it's hard to convey like what that struggle feels like. Or you're like, I don't want to dump on this person. And
exactly.
I'm probably not gonna be able to really get what I'm saying anyway. And it just can feel like, okay, well, let me just figure it out my own little box by myself. And
you're right.
Cry and eat a pint of ice cream.
No, it does feel like it really does. And even when you know it's out there, like even when you know that you can go to, you know, a woman's business group for support, it just sometimes feels like, I got to get out of my shell and do this. But I do think that is the biggest thing I've learned is you got to get out of your shell and do it. Yeah. Like I said, also coaching groups and coaches have really helped me along the way.
Well, it's another thing to do on your list, right?
Oh,
like it's sometimes that feels like a lot that, you know, and you put it when you go and you have a 9 to 5, you have a 9 to 5. Most of them can clock out and go home and never think about it again. No. Entrepreneurship really doesn't ever end.
It does not.
And so that's, I think the biggest thing that is like, you just can't there's always work to do. Mm-hmm. There's never an end to the list of things you need to get done. It's just a matter of when am I going to stop doing them today? Yes. And so going and forcing another support, I need to find myself a support network. Well, let me add that to the goddamn list.
Exactly.
Like it feels like another thing you have to do.
But then they can
that's interesting.
You know, prioritize, or they can teach you ways or hold you accountable, like the accountability of like a business partner or a business bestie.
Sharing resources, sharing insight, sharing, you know, failures that they've had that you can avoid. Like, it is helpful for sure.
Yeah. So move that one to the top of your list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I have to tell myself to do that too, but it's very important.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we appreciate the work you're doing. And wow, I mean, I thought you were going to be an amazing guest because of your gardening experience. Now I'm like, Zimbabwe and drilling.
Thanks.
I'm amazed every time I sit down with a woman. I just am amazed at what people are doing. And it's incredible. It's really incredible what you're doing.
It's an honor to be able to share my passions with you and to be able to include you in my how-to tips for gardening. Please follow me.
Well,
if you haven't already.
Are you YouTube channel?
You know, I've considered that now that have a little more time.
You should
say that. What's time?
I think you should record your workshops
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then put them on YouTube. And
That's
so
a
then
great
if you
idea.
have a different venue of income that way, if you have a following on YouTube that just wants to follow your tutorials,
Love it.
And you don't have to be perfect to start your own business.
no, you don't. Or to continue to run it. Or it is what it is every day.
Materials.
Yes. It's
but
ever pivoting.
You mentioned before that there's a lot of other things that you're passionate about when it comes to like conservation and making sure things are done correctly. Anything else that you didn't get to promote throughout this episode that, or any messaging that you're like, this is important that people know that you didn't get a touch on?
Well, I would like to give a shout out to a place I used to work that is in Ohio that everyone should visit.
Okay.
It's called The Wilds. Have you been?
Okay.
Yes.
No.
You've been?
Yes.
Good.
I need to take you. I need to take you. I took the children. I don't know why I didn't think about taking you, but we should definitely take a day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Tell us all about
anybody and everyone. So I did work there. I did my senior research there. It's right near Muskingum College. So it was perfect. It is I believe it's still the largest conservation center in North America.
I think that's true.
Yeah, I think so. And it is quite large. I can't remember how many acres, maybe 20,000 or something.
So many. Yeah.
And it's basically, it feels like maybe you're out on the Serengeti in Africa, but they have animals that are endangered or slightly endangered there, and they do a lot of research. And to fund them and help with the conservation research, we have people come in and do drives through, just like you're, on a safari, and they educate people. They have a lot of great summer programs. So I used to work there as basically a camp counselor or a conservation educator to be able to teach kids all about the work that the Wilds is doing. It is affiliated now with the Columbus Zoo. Cool. They were a big help in kind of helping save the Wilds at one point. Yeah. And it is someplace in your backyard that you must visit. Okay. Like I said, they're doing extremely vital work for conservation around the world.
That's incredible. Thank you for shouting.
It is so cool. It really is cool. I can't believe I haven't taken it. It is truly, I'm sorry.
I mean, they have everything from African wild dogs, which are my favorite.
Wow.
And to, giraffe, zebra, the Grevy's zebra, which is their population has declined like 80% in 50 years. It's severe. Like these animals need our help. Yeah. And they're doing what they can to reintroduce animals back into the wild, which is vitally important. Yeah. So like I said, I would love to be able to be Jack Hanna, but I'm going to be my own version of Jack.
That's right. You're well on your way.
Yeah.
I didn't hear of Jack Hanna doing well since Zimbabwe, so you're well on your way. I'm doing your part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I went to the zoo yesterday with how much I loved it, and the giraffes, and yet never heard about the wild. So
no, gotta go. It's way less zooey.
Yeah.
It's more natural habitat as far as you can. I mean, these are some animals that are used to very hot weather in some places, but it's a cool place. It's really cool.
And that's why they're so successful too. It's because they do have the acreage to simulate more of a natural environment. Right. So I know they've had like multiple white rhinos give birth there, and it's just been I think they hit the record for like the amount of births for white rhinos that they've had. That's but it's just providing them with an environment that they're able to feel natural in, and they're all in like different enclosures with multiple different species that get along with each other. So it's not like they're just by themselves.
No, they're all together, and so they're like symbiotic kind of when they're obviously not if they're eating them. That's not okay. But it's a really cool place, and I'm sorry I haven't taken you.
This is going to feel like a sharp turn here, but it's interesting. We were just watching the new Jurassic Park that just came out.
I've seen the new one.
Okay, so my husband's a huge fan of Jurassic Park.
Me too.
And this new one, it's not really a spoiler, but of course they're trying to like make sure all the dinosaurs are like restricted areas and just like on the equator or wherever, and no one's allowed to go in these areas, and they want them there because they don't want them like messing everything up, right? Sure. And it just, as I was driving home from pickleball, I saw a raccoon who had gotten hit. Aww. And we kind of have an outdoor pet raccoon right now. It's a long story I would not be getting into right now, but I have a really soft spot, like it too soft, you might say, for animals. And I just thought to myself, wow, we are truly a Jurassic Park society.
Mhm.
We want these animals. We love them. We think they're so interesting, yet we cannot be bothered
No.
to care for them and make sure they have what they need or to share this planet
Resources.
with them.
Right.
Like we are sharing this planet with them.
Yeah.
But yet we act like they're the inconvenience.
I know. It's so unfortunate.
And it makes me so sad.
Same.
And even though they use dinosaurs to show what that looks like, it's still the same thing. Like we want them, we have indoor pets, and we care for so much, but then
the ones that are naturally out there that are sharing Mother Earth with us, we have very little regard for.
Totally.
I agree. I'm very passionate about that. I could talk about that for hours.
Yeah.
I'm hoping somebody's going to change my perspective. I think that every time I go to a horse. And for those of you, I'm sorry, I love these horses, but I do feel like I feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them. They sit at the fair and they're in a tiny little stall and they don't even get out to pasture for a whole week, and it's to be ridden and compete, and it's hot, and but I don't know what their life would be like otherwise. I don't know. I don't know all of that. I think that, we think about domesticated animals and they've been bred to be domesticated, and what would happen to them in the wild would probably not be great. But I don't. So then I'm sitting there and I'm like, I feel the same way about the zoo, right? Mm-hmm. Some of them are there, and most of them are there because
especially the Columbus Zoo.
They've been rescued in some way, right? But I'm like,
in the wild.
This is sad that they're in this cage.
I know.
But otherwise it's like a necessary, right? It's like
evil
one of those
almost.
That I'm like, and then who do I talk to about that? I don't,
don't talk to me. I'll be sobbing my eyes out in the corner somewhere.
If I can make you feel a little better about the animals at the zoo, I think I consider them, because I have same challenges in my mind.
Yeah,
I consider them ambassadors to help educate people like us about why we should care and why we love them. Because let's be real, if we didn't teach people to love them, and even if it's because they're cute,
right,
we really wouldn't care at all. Because just like water in Africa, if you don't see it, it's not real.
That's a really great message.
So I think they're just really good ambassadors.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's how I get over it.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's a smart way to look at it.
Yeah.
And make sure you guys go see the kimono dragon if you do go to the zoo, because he's all by himself back there.
Buddy.
And no one was back there visiting him.
No.
He's just back there, and
I will totally visit him. I love reptiles.
Visit him. He's so handsome. He's by himself.
Buddy.
Quite terrifying looking. He's handsome inside. And I know that.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I used to have snakes, so totally fine. I guess.
Reptiles don't freak me out at all.
No.
It's only bats. Bats are the only thing that really give me a hard time.
And owls.
You don't like flying creatures?
It's only because I am convinced that owls are quite possibly descendants of aliens. And that's a whole nother podcast that you definitely don't want to get into right now.
I kind of want to hear that one though.
Move their heads like that.
But why is the descendant of aliens? You want to be abducted by aliens. So I would think that you would be fascinated. This is a whole side. You would be fascinated by the owl and love them. And you're like,
I'm going to tell you something.
Could work. Good point.
Why are they here just watching? Why can they turn their head like that? If you're an alien, approach me. Talk to me. Say something. Don't just be up there.
Don't spin your whole head all the way around.
Doing this as I'm walking by.
Yeah, they're the watchmen.
And suddenly your head's backwards. I don't like that.
I'm not okay with that.
Not okay with that. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm probably going to leave this thing because I need everyone to know. But anyway.
You should leave this in. This is hysterical.
I think it's fun.
Well, it's
us. It is 100% who we are.
Most people know actually love it.
Yeah.
There's this really great path by Alum Creek, Roots and Rocks and Roots.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
So it's like for good pass for my dog.
It's awesome. Okay. And it's 7 miles and it goes along like Alum Creek here and there, and you see the water, and it's great, but it's 7 miles.
It's long.
And it's called Rocks and Roots because there are lots of rocks and lots of roots. Okay. So just, tripping hazards. Yeah. But I am walking, it's getting dark. I didn't take into consideration it was daylight savings time, 2 days prior when I first went. It's getting darker and darker and darker. All of a sudden, this huge thing flies over me, lands on a tree. I look up, and it's an owl. And I told my friend Brittany, Brittany, we gotta run. She's like, I don't
running on this trail.
I think we should do that. Because rock and roots. But also, I don't think this owl's gonna get you. I'm like, look at him, and he's just watching
at you.
Oh my god. Long story short, it really got dark and we were trying to navigate through this woods by ourselves in the dark. And I knew there was an owl lurking. So I'm like, I don't feel safe. Specifically because of this owl.
You know, there's a history of vicious owls out there. I know.
The point is,
it's an irrational fear. And I get it. I have those with spiders.
I just don't understand why she thinks she loves aliens. She's like, you know, after Trump got elected, she's like,
why are you watching and saying nothing? And
she just wants to talk to them. Is your thing.
You see something, say something. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing up there? You know,
I love you. I love all these little quirky things about you. I just want you to know that it's my favorite thing.
Oh, it's something. So we do always just love to ask, though, do you have a woman, a few women in your life that you would like to shout out or that made an impact on you personally, professionally, people you know, don't know?
Sure. Gosh, probably so many, but obviously I think my mom, number one, because it was her and I through a lot together. And then my grandma. Her mom's mom. Yeah. She taught me the love and joy of gardening and of nature, and I will forever be grateful for that.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here today. We were excited to talk about gardening, and
thank you. Because so much we went
so
everywhere.
Love so much more.
Well, thank you guys.
Oh my gosh,
I really appreciate it. It's been a fun morning. Great way to start the week.
Totally.
Well, we wish you all the best on your new pivot. I'm positive it's going to be amazing and exactly what you need in this next segment of your life.
Thank you very much. And I hope to have you guys at one of my workshops so you can experience it.
Well, you will be able to find all the places in our show notes. We'll make sure we tag your socials, your website, all of your fundraising. Yes, we will make sure all of that is available for people to find. Perfect. This episode won't air, I believe, until the end of September, early October. So we will make sure to promote your events.
Thank you.
So you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, and YouTube.
And if this resonated with you guys, please share. Helps us a lot. Everyone. Thank you. Love you.